Hello ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year to you all. So in this video I'm going to be talking about cinema, and as the title of this video suggests, cinema is dead, and I'm perfectly okay with that. Now, I've been a cinema fan my whole life. I love the cinema. In fact, I distinctly remembered seeing The Empire Strikes Back when I was 5 years old. I remember going to the cinema and being just amazed by its massive screen, and we missed the first half hour of the movie. Because I distinctly remember the first image I saw was Yoda on Dagobah talking to Luke. So we missed the whole Hoth battle. It's funny how I came back to revisit the film years later on VHS and saw this whole section about the planet Hoth. But anyway, the point I'm making is that for most of my life, I've enjoyed going to the movies, like most people. There's just something magic about seeing, at least there was something magic about going to see a movie with loads of strangers and having a shared communal experience. And I remember having double bills going to the cinema. I'll never forget summer 1993, and on one day I went to see Jurassic Park, and later in the evening I saw Cliffhanger. How's that for a double bill? But in the last few years, although technology has made cinema trips supposedly simpler and easier, such as allocated seating, booking tickets online, the cinema experience should be better, but unfortunately it's gotten worse. The only things you really had to worry about back in the day when you were going to the cinema was rowdy patrons, people talking during a movie. But unfortunately, technology has also made cinema a miserable experience. Now, while it's improved the quality on a technical level with surround sound and better visual effects for movies, although the argument could be made that CGI has made movies go backwards, but that's a subject for another day. But the cinema experience as it is has gotten to a point where I more and more over the last few years have gone less and less, if that makes any sense. I've gone from going to the movies nearly every week to every month to practically never. In fact, I think I've only seen 6 or 7 movies at the cinema this year. Now, the main culprit, and this has been the main culprit for the last 10 or 15 years, has been mobile phones. There's nothing more annoying than being in a cinema trying to watch a movie and in the dark people have their phones lit up. It's not so much a problem that people are talking. Very rarely have I found people talking on the phone, and if they do, they keep it quiet. But they're texting and updating their social media and whatever. It's just very, very annoying. I'm sure you've all experienced this. No matter how old you are, whether you're young or old, it's really annoying. I find it annoying. And in most cases, I find that a polite, "Would you mind turning the phone off, please?" usually does the trick. But I shouldn't have to do that. Let's face it, going to the cinema is expensive. You shouldn't have to worry about your enjoyment being spoiled by someone being on their phone. And now it's pretty stressful, to be honest. The last movie I saw in the theater, I think, was Weapons. And a really good movie, but it was kind of spoiled by this couple who were constantly on their phones. Not talking on them, but they were just checking their phones. Now, what mitigated that a couple of years ago, before COVID, at least at the cinemas I was going to, was that there would be a sign that would come on before the movie saying, "Please turn off mobile phones." But for some reason, and let me know in the comments if this is the case where you go to the cinema, they've stopped showing these ads. Sometimes they'd be serious ads like, "Please turn off mobile phones before a movie begins." And sometimes they do funny versions of them.
Hey, Bub, you're in a movie theater, not the off room in your mom's nursing home. So turn your phone to silent or I'll shove it so far up your
The idea being that if you get the audience to laugh, that they'll actually comply and turn off their phones. And I know I sound like an old man saying, "Get off my lawn," when I say this, but a lot of young people, if you asking them to turn off their phone is like asking them to cut off their arm. But really, can people just not go without their phone for 2 hours? Now, of course, the quality of the movies has gone down. Not just the writing, but it's just, a lot of it's just propaganda. It's just woke crap. Now, there are signs that the ship is beginning to turn around with the likes of Marvel. I mean, just look at the recent Avengers Doomsday trailer. They're bringing back Steve Rogers and Thor and making them masculine again. And it looks like none of the crap that we've seen on the Disney Plus TV shows are going to be in it, but I digress. But anyway, back to cinema. The phones are a big problem. The expense is a problem. The price has gone up. I mean, let's face it, depending on your circumstances, if you've got a family and you're going to the theatre, you're going to be spending a lot of money. You're spending money on petrol, you're spending money on tickets, which have gotten extreme unless you have some kind of discount card or subscription service. Then there's food, which is overpriced. That all adds up. And the thing is, the technology for streaming at home has gotten better. People have bigger screens, they have their own sound systems. This was on the way anyway, but it was accelerated by COVID. People got into the habit of staying at home and streaming films. And as a result of the pandemic, and I'm sure you all know this, studios started releasing films day and date on cinemas and streaming. And these days, that habit has continued in the fact that even new movies come out on digital just a couple of weeks after their cinema release. So the incentive to go see movies has gone, depending on your financial circumstances. It's very easy as, let's say, if you're a parent and you have kids, you go, well, why go to the expense of going to the cinema when we can stream this movie for a decent price, have our own snacks, not have to worry about unruly patrons or phones going off? But I think the last straw for me, anyway, are the smartwatches. This is something that I haven't seen anyone talk about online. People have these smartwatches that light up every 5 minutes or every hour or every 30 seconds, and it's really distracting. And I found in my experience that people don't realize that their watches light up like this. So when you add all that up, the bad movies, the overpriced tickets, the overpriced food, the mobile phone usage, these smartwatches that light up and distract everything, and the easy availability of streaming at home, it's gotten to the point where I feel if cinema closed their doors tomorrow, and let's face it, I realize that cinemas are struggling, and I feel sympathy for those who are running cinemas. After COVID, a lot of cinemas closed down and never opened back up again. But Hollywood did this to themselves. They failed to innovate, and I haven't even gotten to the point, it's not just bad movies, it's just a lack of ideas. Their failure to innovate. Just look at the past summer. We got another reboot of Superman, another reboot of Fantastic Four, the 7th or 8th Jurassic Park movie. I mean, you can say that, oh, people don't go to original movies, and that's why they keep making sequels and remakes, and there is a place for those. But it's gotten to the point where, especially with Disney, they can't innovate, they can't make anything original. Sinners and Weapons were original movies, and they did huge box office. They were original ideas, they were marketed well, and people went to see them. People like new things. Now, Hollywood has always been risk averse, but those who took risks, more often than not, had those risks pay off. I've said this before in one of my other videos. Back in the 70s, someone took a chance on George Lucas with Star Wars, and the result was one of the greatest entertainment franchises ever made. It was the greatest entertainment franchise ever made, until Disney came along. But that's another story. And I've seen a lot of people saying, oh, how can cinema be saved? But I'll tell you folks, if cinemas closed their doors forever tomorrow, if there were no more cinemas, I would not miss it. Seriously, I wouldn't. Now ask yourself, whose fault is that? Is it the studios? Is it the cinemas? Is it people in general not behaving themselves at the cinema? It's very sad because, like I said at the start of this video, I love cinema. At least I used to love cinema. Again, if cinema closed their doors tomorrow, I would not care. I'd be perfectly happy with watching movies at home. At home, I don't have to worry about unruly patrons. I don't have to worry about people with their mobile phones. I control the conditions and the company. You know what? I'm perfectly fine with that. Would you be happy if cinemas closed their doors tomorrow and never open again? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. Share this video out there, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.